first dance. Whilst we might be a while away from knowing this year's Strictly champion, we're about to be joined by another winner in the studio today.
On Friday night, the top community gardener was crowned in the RHS and the One Show's Growing Together Award 2024. Let's see the moment. Gardener Tayshin Hayden-Smith broke the news to them.
Yeah, it's been an amazing day, just seeing how this garden has transformed the community and the ripples it's created beyond just this space. And it just goes to show that we need more spaces like this. So it is my honour to award you guys with Growing Together Awards. And that's all yours. So what does this mean to you?
This is for everybody here, and it just goes to show that if you take a piece of derelict land in Greater Manchester, these are the kinds of things you can create through collaboration, through community, and you know, this is what's important. Good food, good people, good community. That's what we want more of.
The proud owner of that award is Victoria Holden, the driving force behind Grassroots Oldham. It is lovely to see you. Congratulations. Here you are. I mean, where did it all start? Look where you are now, but where did it all start? How did you get involved with all of this?
Well, I was 25 years, I was working in youth and community work, and when you get to a certain level in your job, you sit at a computer most of the day and you don't actually do what you loved, which is being with people. So during lockdown, that was it. I was just like, I'm out of this, this is not fulfilling me, and I'm going to work with plants.
But what you've done for the whole community, and it was mentioned there, the ripple effects are so important, but it all starts with getting a bit of land. Yeah. How do you even begin that process? How do you go about obtaining a piece of land for the community?
Yeah, so there's lots of public land that local authorities and housing associations own that often they've got to maintain. So it's the way to start really is to approach the landowner and get them to give you permission to start cultivating that land.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what then? Go on, keep going the process. We want to know the whole process.
Okay, so first of all, you've got to find out who the landowner is. And the easiest way to do that is to approach your local council, and you can do that through your local councillor, so they're representative of your community, and they can quickly navigate you through to find out who owns that land. And hopefully it'll be the local authority or a housing association, and basically you just work with them, and it could be that you're working on a grass verge, or you're taking over an alleyway, or you're taking over a big derelict piece of land that's sitting near your houses, and then basically, once you've got that permission from the landowner, you can start cultivating that land.
So when you start, what is important? Because we're talking about spaces from little verges to big areas, but in terms of your project, there's a lot of elements to it, aren't there?
Yes, yeah. So we've taken over an acre piece of land supported by our local council. And our piece of land is adjacent to the Rochdale Canal. So we've expanded from looking after land to actually looking after water as well.
Oh.
So when you say looking after water, you're getting in it?
Yeah, so what we've developed is social enterprises on that site. So there's my social enterprise, Northern Lily, which helps people to grow and do horticulture and to learn how to look after and conserve land in harmony with nature. But then there's also other local enterprises that have set up off the back of Grassroots, like the Therapy Goats and the Paddle Sports Centre, because we are next to Lock 66 of the Rochdale Canal, and basically we had vision to start using the canal because it's very often unloved or unused space. It's a main cut through for everybody to walk down the canal, but it's often fly tipped, there'll be trolleys in it, it's not really looked after. So we had this vision of developing a paddle sports centre and getting people on the water and doing things like paddleboard litter picks to get our canal cleaned up.
And it definitely makes you wouldn't want to fly tip somewhere that's looks great, that's putting people off in that way as well, isn't it?
Well, it's that jigsaw effect, isn't it? Because you're getting the community to own their space. Yeah. You did mention Therapy Goats.
Yeah.
I'm honest, I was like, did she say goats then?
They're the absolute stars of the site. So a local lady called Alison, she's a support and educational needs teacher in a school, and she's really passionate about nature. And she said, basically, she came to the site with her children and she said, I'd love to do something like this and I'd love to do something with goats. And I said, okay, do you want to see this area over here? Would this be about the right size for goats? And she was like, yeah, that could work. So basically, we supported her to build the pen area, and we got some support from the supply chain of the housing association that owns a lot of the properties locally, and they built the goat pen, and we crowdfunded for the goats, and she now runs a therapy goat business in Failsworth.
But if you are a hands in the soil kind of person, and we know a lot of our viewers are, you know the benefits, the sort of physical and the psychological. We could wax lyrical about that all day. There'll be a lot of people listening, Victoria, thinking, I want to do that for my neighbourhood. Yeah. What are the practicalities? You've got this bit of land, you've spoken to whoever owns it, they've said you can transform it. What do they actually need to do?
Yeah, I think for me, the starting point is really understanding your community and what they want and need. So, you know,
the vision.
Creating a really solid vision together that incorporates everybody's ideas. And, you know, one of the first things we do at Northern Lily when we help people to take over a new piece of land is we help them to do the community engagement side. So contacting all the neighbours, you know, sometimes it's 100 letters to neighbours, then followed up with lots of Facebook posts, lots of WhatsApp groups setting up, and then inviting people to a visioning day, and then creating a visual vision of that piece of land and what skills and assets they've got, because there's treasure in our communities. People have got lots of skills, and I think people think that when you live in a deprived area that you haven't got anything to offer. Well, actually, you could be really unsurprising, you could be really handy, really good at woodwork, which you always need for like raised beds and things. So, you know, you don't know what skills exist within your communities. And also, people might have connections, so they might know somebody who works at a local business who might want to give you some social value give back.
And it works. It works. There's one project in particular, the North Moor Library. It proves all of this works.
Yeah, definitely. So we were approached by North Moor Library, and
so this was it when you were.
I mean, that's what it looked like, and we had to think. You know, it's a very small space. Underneath that grass was loads of bottles and rubbish, and it was constantly being fly tipped on a weekly basis. The local council were having to clear that area of things that were chucked there. So we worked with the Bangladeshi community that live there. It's a very urban area, and we used methods like no-dig gardening and creating troughs and looking at vertical growing and looking at the kinds of fruit and vegetables they like to grow, like Bangladeshi bitter gourd and ocha, which is a really nice, it's like a cucumber. But it was really interesting working to see how tropical foods can be grown using the warmth of the vertical walls, a bit like Victorian gardening.
That term, there's treasure in your community, is absolutely brilliant. All those skill sets, it's all treasure. Victoria, thank you for doing what you do.
We're definitely going to see you again, for sure. Well done. Congratulations on the awards as well.
And well done for not spinning all the way around on that chair.
I know, I found it hard to keep it still.
You can do it now.
Celebration spin.
Here we go. Well, so that's how you shimmy, it turns out.
You've got to play it like this, man. Thank you for having me. It's my first time on Strictly.
I know. So we're looking at week one dances, which is perfect in the lead up to this week. Let's have a look at the dance we're doing today. Talk us through it.
So we've got the twist and point, otherwise known as the New Yorker, which you so amazingly demonstrated earlier on. It's just that movement there, both sides, with the right arm and the left arm. We're not going to do the feet, and obviously you can do it seated as well. So it's just going to be this side and this side. But first, we're going to obviously warm up a little bit. Yes, so we're going to warm up and we're going to do some hip circles. Okay, if you're seated, you can do side extensions, just stretching the sides there. But for us standing up, we're going to do some hip rotation. We're going to do 1, 2, love it, guys, 3, and 4. And then the other way to the left, 1, 2.
Is that where you're trying to isolate? Is that you're trying to isolate?
Isolation through the back, just loosening up. Basically, we call it the WD-40 of the warm-up, basically. And then we're going to put our arms just kind of in front of us here, and we're going to rotate all the way to the back and on the other side. Actually feels really nice.
It feels nice in your lower back.
Yeah, it's one of those where you go, oh, that feels good. Yeah. So we're just going to
Monday morning.
That's it, exactly, yes. And then to get to the twist and point, so now we're going to go with our right arm all the way up and extend the fingers here, and then the same with the left-hand side. So we aim to twist the body a little bit like the warm-up, and then we're going to extend all the way so you get a lovely 10.
Try and stay in unison. Don't knock each other out, guys,
Absolutely.
okay?
And remember, it's never too early for a 10 from Shirley, guys. Remember that? Okay? Yeah, I had to. We had to. Okay.
They are nowhere near New York over there. Take it away, Alan.
Kicking off the week with an energising workout, it's
Okay.
Kai Widrington.
Start with the hip rolls, okay? Great stuff. Ready? And we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 2.
Well, they used to sing to me
Beautiful.
when I was dancing.
That's it. Other way. And 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not a bad way to start on Monday, is it? Yeah. 2.
I'm quite close, Kai. I don't
We're
know.
going to rotate. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. Really trying to get a twist. That's it. 2 more. That's it. We're going to start the right arm back. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Lovely. Lovely extension in the arm and finishing
You
off
can
the
partner up
fingers.
if you want. It works at part as well.
It works in partners.
How do we do that?
That's it. Back to hip rotations. 1,
Come
2,
back this
3.
morning. I hope you have yourself a wonderful Monday. We'll be back tomorrow at 9:30. See you then.
Thanks, Kai.
Thank you very much.